I will be returning home this afternoon.
Back to Dakar?
Yes. I am out of funds.
Well, you spent it all on footwear.
Hi, I'm Josh Goldin, the writer-director of Wonderful World.
Josh, welcome to Cinémonde.
Thank you.
I know this is your first Cinémonde, your first movie, but what does it mean to come to New York and show your movie to a New York audience? Does that have any special connotation?
It actually does, especially in this neighborhood, because I grew up in New York City, and I went to Stuyvesant High School, which is right across the street from here. So it's very meaningful to be here.
We're going to give you tonight this Roger. This is something that we give every feature film director. You're going to get this before we show the movie. I just want you to know that. Have you ever won any film awards yet?
No, this is number one, first one.
So we're very happy to give you your first film award.
Thank you.
What are your expectations for Wonderful World in terms of getting out there? Are you looking for 100,000 or 100 million tickets sold, or you want to just get to certain people, touch certain people, or are you even concerned about how it is distributed and how people go to see it?
I haven't thought of it in terms of a specific number, but I would like to get it out there enough so that everybody who I think would respond to it would get a chance to see it. So I'd like to get it seen. That's why you make movies.
How did you learn about filmmaking?
My father, who's an artist, told me once that every artist is self-taught, and I'm not sure that's true. But I did. I think that my biggest learning about filmmaking was in New York City during the era of the revival houses, because I was lucky to have grown up here at a time when there were tons of these movie theaters that were showing double features every day. I just fell in love with movies and watched a lot of them. This movie is something that's been gestating for a while in my brain, and I just think that I come from a legacy of negativity in my family, and it's always been a part of my life. People sort of crankily criticizing things, but also very positive too in a lot of ways. So I just found it a very compelling idea to write about a character who was all negativity, and then I think I used as research the workings of that side of my own brain. My wife will tell you that all my a lot of things the character says in the movie are things I said, but I wanted to show a movie with a guy who's negative and who everything he says is right, but who holistically is wrong. I've been writing for many years, and I've been writing mostly for the studios, and then I would always write one for me, one for them, and this is one that I wrote for me and to make, and I spent about 6 months writing it, some very hard months. I met Matthew Broderick on the set of a movie that I was one of the writers on. That was not a good experience, but we became incredibly good friends. We've been friends for 20 years. So it was a great thing to do a project with a friend. It really felt like the way movies should be made. You're working with friends. We made a lot of other friends on the movie, but Matt, it was a very close experience for both of us, I think, working together on this. What I love most about filmmaking is I'm besotted with the process of making movies, the whole magic of it. And then I love the communal experience of people watching a movie, all engaged in the same emotion at the same time and reacting. It's just a great communal moment that we don't have very much in our lives anymore.
Love having you, and we're very proud to show Wonderful World. It's a wonderful film.
Thank you.
Do you mind if I just quickly...
So the origin of the Roger is a question. Well, the Roger is a feminine figure, and the feminine figure has been the subject of sculptors throughout the ages, from the beginning of time. And this is one gesture of mine that brings out this figure, and she was so good that with the hole passing through, which is the womb, and the opening, and the femininity of it, the curves and the fleshiness and the stature of the figure, without arms. I mean, but that's in this current age, I don't know how we can say that. But as you look around the room here and you see the beauty of the women in the room, they are not unlike my little Roger, and they stand up tall and they're a little awkward the way they stand, and they're I think it's a celebration of women, from a sculptor's point of view. The notion of what the symbol is, and the symbolism, the creativity symbolism, because the space is, where life begins. From nothing comes this thing, and something happens. Two things come together, and out of it comes life itself. So I'm supporting the action, the activity, honoring the wonderful people who are being so creative.
Not on yet. I'm not on. Oh my God. I wasted an introduction. Hi, my name is Gene Stavis, and I'm the director of the SVA Theater here in New York. We are a part of the School of Visual Arts, one of the world's biggest art schools. We have 4,000 students, and we finally have a theater, which is necessary for our students who are interacting with the public all the time. We have students in film, video, animation, painting, sculpture, fine arts, printmaking, almost anything you can think of. And there's never been a place where they could interact with the public that they're going to have to deal with when they get into the real world. We like what Jerry does very much. We think it helps film. We think it promotes getting together and talking about film and experiencing unusual films. And in this world of diminishing taste, I think it's good to have someone who improves public taste and who encourages filmmakers who might have a hard time in the commercial market get an audience. I think we're on the verge of another renaissance of film after 10 or 20 years of dross, and Jerry's at the forefront of this. It satisfies a kind of a visceral urge in us to communicate through motion.
Showtime, ladies and gentlemen. So go in there and let's see a movie.
Why should we go to the movies?
Because it'll transport you to a new place you haven't been before. That's why you go to a movie.
I think he's right. We're going to find out.
Oh no, I got to get the rest of my staff.
Perfect.